I told you about one evening. I was living by myself. It was, I think, about a year and a half after I woke up, and my ex-roommate was working downtown in the city that we lived in at a restaurant. And so he would always come home, go back home at like 3 a.m. And on his way home, he'd run into a bunch of homeless people. And as he was walking by these homeless people, he ran across a group of Christians who were trying to convert those homeless people, much as I had done several times before. So he decided to bring them to my house at 3 a.m.
The homeless people or the religious
No, the
people?
Christians, the three born again Christians that were trying to convert homeless people at 3 a.m. He decided to bring them to my house. And of course, at the time, I had just eaten like, several grams of mushrooms. And so I was just sitting in my house, kind of just, blissing out on just being me. Suddenly the doorbell, this harsh buzzing noise. And I'm like, what is that? Who's this? And it was, sure enough, it was him and these three people. And so they all come up to my house, and he's like, oh, you got to talk to Ray. Ray, you're going to love Ray. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? I'm like, you know how this is going to go. So within about a half hour, two of these born again Christians are screaming at me in my house. And the third one, who was the youngest, had this look on his face like this. He's just like, huh, wow. And he just took it in. And so by the end of the conversation, the two got up and they're like, we're leaving. They looked at my friend. They're like, well, hopefully we'll see you at church. They looked at me. They're like, don't come. Right. And then they left. And the third one, the youngest one, kind of followed behind them, but he hung back a little. And he came up to me and he's kind of like whispered in my face. He's like, I don't understand everything you're saying, but a lot of it made sense. And I'm going to think about this. And it made the whole conversation worthwhile.